Welcome to another episode of Monster Men.
Grr.
Welcome to a special celebration of Halloween episode of Monster Men. Monster Men! That was awesome. I was talking
so
during
set
it.
up. You're supposed to growl. Dumb dinosaur.
Well, that set the Halloween mood.
It really set the tone right here.
So, for the past couple of months, we've been asking people to send us Halloween photos, and believe it or not, some people actually did. So
Crazy. Yeah, do you
thank
mind?
you. And legally, we said that we were allowed to use them in the podcast, so we're using them in the podcast. So throughout this episode, you're going to see some photos sent to us from this Halloween and from Halloween's past, from both our collections and from some of the people.
Some of them from way past. Some of them had that kind of like opaque 70s, 60s feel.
Grainy, scanned photo
Exactly.
look. So how was your Halloween?
I had a great Halloween. If you guys have been following us at all, we were all about Halloween and all the things you could do on Halloween. I dressed up as usual. I didn't know what I was.
When I saw the picture of you, I thought you were Rob Zombie.
Everybody says you were Rob Zombie, and I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I was kind of like this dead thing with long grayish hair. I don't know.
You just got to dress up like that on Sundays.
The only bad thing was I got the zombie makeup that was supposed to make you kind of look gray, and it came out blue.
Yeah.
So
you were a Smurf.
I was looking like a dead Smurf with bleeding eyes. But we had a good time. I mean, I took the kids out trick-or-treating first. My little nephew, I wanted to go early. I was more excited than the kids were. So I said, well, come on, let's go. He goes, I don't have my costume, Uncle Cabby. I can't go out. I said, look, just say you're a little rascal if anyone asks. And he said it at least 3 different times. And people were like, oh, okay, and gave him candy.
Okay.
He has no idea what a little rascal is. And then after I did my shift with the kids, because it was just me and 4 kids going out, my sister-in-law took over. And then my favorite thing to do, which is to sit dressed up at my in-laws' house, where we gave out almost 400 pieces of candy, juice boxes, and pretzels.
Wow.
No joke. So I sit there, and we have a few beers. I sit off to the side. I jump out at kids and scare the heck out of them.
In your Rob Zombie outfit?
Yeah, as they're coming up the steps. We had like at least 6 little kids who saw me, kind of, and did this. They stood there with the little basket going, no. They wouldn't even come up the steps to get candy. I had to actually go down and give it to the parents when it was all done.
If I was a kid, I would throw my juice box at you.
It was really funny, man. I did feel bad. I'm like, no, I'm really a nice guy. Look, but then you've got this blood coming out of your mouth and you're blue, and it didn't work. It scared the heck out of them.
That reminds me of when I was a kid. I was really young, as we were saying, that when we were kids, we got to trick-or-treat without parental
Everything was that
escort.
Guys. Go.
Very young. I mean, we didn't go all that far from home, but me and my buddy Tom were a couple of hobos, and
I was a hobo once.
we called it bums. We went up to a house, had a long driveway, and this guy comes to the door in a rubber pig mask. He's like, hello. And he's getting all creepy on us, and then he pinched me. He went, you look good enough to eat.
Oh.
And that was enough for me.
Yeah.
I ran away. I just took off. I left Tom right there. Tom's a couple years older than me, so he probably figured out that the guy answering the door wasn't going to eat us, but
still. Now, you mentioned this day and age, like, you can still scare a kid, and even then you're kind of like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't. Touching a child that
I
comes
should
to
find
your
out
door.
who that is and bring him up on charges.
Exactly. You couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, but I've never done the whole scaring kids thing, but I love the houses that go for it, and they,
Right.
cobwebs and candles and pumpkins and.
Oh, we were lucky because there's a house 2 houses up that they board up the windows, and they do like the whole big thing. So by the time kids have hit that house, they're in this kind of like walking through a haunted maze kind of feel
Nice.
going on. So they get up to the house that we're at, and there's like these two big hedges, and you got to walk up these narrow stairs to get to the doorway. And I sit behind the hedges and just jump out. And then I saw one kid who I didn't even realize it was my kid's friend. I just immediately jumped up and started choking him. Because he was wearing a Cenobite costume. And I just grabbed his neck. I went, "You want candy?" And he looked at me, and this kid's like 12 years old. He goes, "Oh, hey, Kevin." I wasn't even at my house, and he knew it was me. So that was kind of cool.
I went trick-or-treating this year with my my buddy and his daughter and some of her friends. And she was Daphne from Scooby-Doo. She looked awesome. One kid was a werewolf, had this great mask on, and naturally took off the mask 5 houses in.
It's hot! I don't want this!
But the cool thing was, where I live, there's a lot of kids, but not much else going out on the street. This neighborhood we went to, there was people like tailgating. They had those fire pits in their front yard.
Are you serious?
And grills and a lot of decorations. And so you're walking up there, and it's like, as the adults, you're like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And
Oh,
I think
man.
next year, that's what I want to do, is like set up, have a bonfire going.
Yeah,
and
that's
maybe
tremendous.
get some get the grill going, and you know, you walk up, and then you know, they were just, you know, come here, throwing candy in the thing. It was a kind of a party out. This one road.
Right. Special road. Well, I mean, I had a couple of parents ask me for a beer because I saw that. Because look, it had snowed.
I did
Remember?
score a beer.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it. That's the best treat ever. But yeah, we had, because it snowed a couple of days beforehand, we had a mound of snow right where I sat. So that's where all the beers
Oh,
went.
nice.
Oh, they
Got-
were
got
nice and
cooler.
cold. And you have to drink pumpkin ale on Halloween night because you only get it like a month and a half out of the year. That's the best beer to have.
Somebody gave me a Coors Light, so that's all I had.
All right, take a Coors Light. As long as they give you
Silver
some.
bullet, so it's protection against werewolves.
I didn't think of that.
Some of the pictures that we got were from users, or not users, fans, watchers.
You could be
viewers.
users. I don't know.
Viewers is what I meant. Monster men out there. So what did we get?
We got a sick picture from this dude, Keith. He is, he's actually in my fraternity. I started a fraternity in college because I'm not a pledger, so I had to create my own.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, no, we weren't into that. If you said I want another, it's a beer. So Keith, he joined after I had left or whatever, but he did a devil with a forked tongue, which I don't know him enough to know if the tongue is fake or not. Freaky. Totally freaky.
Yeah, when you sent me those pictures, and put them up now. Awesome. He
Yeah.
takes the cake.
I think he said he did Forest of Fear or something like that, so that was his costume.
Welcome to the Forest of Fear.
The Tower of Terror. We also got a picture from Ginger DeStefano, who is our, should we call her a monster maiden? Does that
Monster
work?
Babe.
Monster Babe, yeah. She's the Wicked Witch of the Northeast.
I love that picture.
That is a great.
Scared the hell out of me. Her eyes are very spooky.
Yeah, normally. Anyway, Steve Bells. We don't know what to call this costume.
This looks like a surveillance picture from CSI. Like, scared the hell out of me. This is good.
Creepy, you know.
This goes along with your Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he's like made up Unabomber.
That reminded
Rapist.
me of when we were trick-or-treating, and I got to give my friend's daughter credit because she went right up to the door. There was a dude at this house that was kind of isolated, standing in the doorway with light, you know, on him,
Right.
in sort of a Michael Myers-like costume,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
just standing. And I'm thinking to myself, if I was her age, Pigman is evidence enough. I wouldn't have.
Exactly.
She went. The primordial drive for candy was stronger than the fear of.
I need candy. I don't care if you might murder me.
And this picture.
Yeah, that
he
was
looks-
kind of weird.
I mean, he looks like somebody who got, you know.
Yeah, Steve, I think that was taken of you in a parking lot somewhere. So, if you're not incarcerated, I hope you enjoy this. Also, Giselle Staub sent us a picture. It's a group photo of her and the girls from,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when, but you all look like you're having a very good time.
Girls just want to have fun.
Was anyone dressed as Cyndi Lauper?
They had that look.
Yeah, they did have that look. Who'd you, have?
Oh, I had some old pictures from my friends Kelly and Mick and Christy and Doug and Danae from the old days. And my friend Louie, who there's a couple of pictures of Planet of the Apes. Louie is the king of Halloween costumes. I will probably do a whole show about Louie's costumes sometime. But there's pictures of him as Kane, the wrestler, and
Right.
this Planet, the General Ursus photo.
The General Ursus
probably
is awesome.
the best Halloween costume I've ever seen. I threw a party and there's some other photos in there of them. There's a couple that was broccoli and cauliflower. They would win the contest every year. But we're going to throw up a montage of a bunch of Halloween photos.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, because that's what it is all about.
It's about having fun, being somebody else for a night, and just, ripping it.
And then the other thing we did on Halloween was we went to the Chiller Theater convention that weekend. So the next episode will be all about Chiller, and we'll have some photos
Love Chiller.
with sweet Elvira. All right, so that'll do it for the Halloween post-Halloween show.
That's right. I hope you guys had a great time, and you're already thinking about what you're going to be next year.
Yeah, or what you're going to dress up for Christmas, because that'll really scare people. They come to Carol.
And send us pictures when you dress up with these weird things.
Yes.
Please.
All right, see you next time on Monster Men.
Arr. Hey, Jack.
Yeah,
You want to see me transform into the greatest costume of all time?
of course I do.
Are you really ready?
Yeah, where's the costume?
All right, ready? Bazinga!
Best costume ever.
It really is.